drinking elk with Sidney and telling stories. Tastes like burnt bumblebees, but I like it. This one time, you ever notice the stories always begin with this one time? People start, hey, this one time, man, let me tell you this story. Well, one time, Angie and I, we used to go to this church. And I know all churches got people in it like this. I know they do. There's only so many personalities, you know. And they piggyback on top of the other one. Sometimes this personality will bring out the worst in that personality, and they'll tit for tat off of each other. But there was these two women in this church that's, well, I can't call it singing. You probably call it screeching in the choir. You ever notice it? People, when they get in a church or to go on America's Got Talent, they all think they can make those vibrato noises and hit those high notes, and they all think they're opera singers. You know, it's kind of like that thing we call, I think we call it ululation. The Muslim might call it jujulation. You know, that thing where their tongue and the uvula just goes into that spasms, you know, and they make that trilling noise. It's kind of like it's like their tongue, it's like their tongue and the uvula goes into atrial fibrillation, and you got to go out there and get the battery out of Billy Jack's truck and give them a good shocking to get some harmonious rhythm going again. But you'd have to be there to appreciate it. And they'd bust out that song when they were singing in the choir. The worst song in the world was when they had that holy, holy, holy. They would hit notes that was hellacious, hellacious, hellacious. And it got so bad because they was in competition with each other, right? And neither one of them wanted to be the first one to let go of a note. It's kind of like two dogs. Both of them got the mouths locked onto a ham bone. And ain't neither one of them gonna let go, and ain't neither one of them gonna do no eating. But it got so bad, you know that little fella, he'd stand up front and he'd close his hands up like that for him to shut up. Well, each Sunday it'd get longer and longer, holding them shrill notes. That little trilling sound make your head sink down in your shoulder. I tell you what it sounds like. You know how you go outside on a hot July night, the cicadas up in the oak trees making that noise. You know, you outside wanting to get some peace and quiet. Your wife been raising hell with you all day long. The dogs won't shut up howling. The cat been running up and down your leg. The principal been calling all day long, telling you how mean your mean-ass children is and how they can no longer ride on the school bus. Well, that's what it was like, a cicada up in an oak tree. And each Sunday it would get worse and worse. And the little choir man, he would shut his fists up and wave his hands like that, but they still wouldn't shut up. Sometimes he would go to bouncing, like jumping up and down with his little short self. But they still wouldn't shut up. And it got so bad. Now, this is a true story. This is a true story. The preacher, whenever they would start singing, the preacher would walk down off the podium, go down through the church pews and go out the front door and stand on the street corner. And you could hear it outside. You could hear all that shrill noise. It sounded like somebody was killing a hog, man. And he would stand on the street corner, and the reason he did that is he was afraid somebody was going to call the police and have him locked up for domestic violence. That's a true story. Ooh, Lord.